Well, tonight, our time, the world will discover if Tesla will pay Elon Musk $1 trillion in the coming decade, or whether he walks away from the company he controls. Our business editor, Ross Greenwood, is with me now. Ross, it's a pretty hot debate, I imagine, whether to give someone $1 trillion.
$1 trillion. So let's break that down. It is basically $1 million. I think about that, or it is $1,000 billion. And remember, these are US dollars, so it's actually $1.5 trillion Australian dollars, give or take, with rounding errors of hundreds of millions of dollars. Doesn't really matter too much. So this is the point. And effectively what's happening is that Elon Musk needs to basically, sort of grow the company massively. So here's what he has to do. He has to boost market value of Tesla, which right now is valued at $1.5 trillion on the US stock market. So in 10 years' time, the value of Tesla has to go from $1.5 trillion to $8.5 trillion. Now, that's going some, you'd have to say. It's got to grow basically 7 times or 6 times. And so, that is, in 10 years, it is astonishing. Now, remember his last pay packet, which was basically the best part of $56 billion, that went through the courts. But he delivered on everything that he said he was going to do. Now, what he would get if he achieves that, in other words, if he can increase the value of Tesla, the company, by 6 times in 10 years, he would get 423 million Tesla shares, which would be worth, theoretically, the $1 trillion. That's if Tesla's worth $8.5 trillion. Now, just bear in mind that of Tesla, that $1.5 trillion we're talking about currently, he owns personally 15.2% of the shares. And that's pretty important in this whole thing, because as it goes now to the whole sort of vote of these shareholders, it's contentious right now. And some simply are saying, no, this is way, way too much money. He should not get this money. But of course, he says, well, if you don't pay me, I'm walking. I'm out the door.
Wow. Okay, that's quite some leverage he has there, Ross. But I mean, what he's trying to deliver on, promising to deliver on, is increase market share, by 6 times, or grow the business 6 times. Given the competition coming from China, that would be very difficult to do in this current environment. But surely, when it comes to executive salary and bonuses, that would be at a whole new level that we haven't seen before.
Set a whole new level, right? So think about the benchmark. So already, even in this country, we think executives get paid too much money. And so really, if suddenly you reward a shareholder in this way, then really it's going to set new benchmarks for other executives who basically say, well, hey, we think we add as much value as Elon Musk does. There's one other interesting thing about this. Even though, say, for example, one of the key banks and investors in Tesla in Norway. Now, in Norway, they've already said, hey, we're voting against this. They're a big bank. But it is expected that this will go across the line our time tonight. And the reason for that is because the meeting will be based, the company is based in Texas. And because it's based in Texas, Elon Musk is allowed to vote his own shares in favour of his pay deal. Now, in many other jurisdictions, including in Australia, that shareholder would not be able to do that. So he already gets 15.2% of the votes. Big thumbs up for that pay deal.
Wow, Ross, well, let us know what happens
we
there.
Will.